What's up, everyone? Welcome to my very quick, no-nonsense review for Luca Guadagnino's new film, After the Hunt. Generally, I would consider myself to be a fan of Luca's work. I enjoyed his remake of Suspiria. I thought Bones and All was pretty good. Challengers, I wasn't as over the moon about as the rest of the world, but I do think it's a good film. The plot of After the Hunt follows Julia Roberts as a professor at Yale who finds herself in a bit of a tough place when one of her star pupils as a student accuses her colleague of sexual misconduct. And just from that synopsis alone, I was assuming that this was going to be, because of its subject matter, a very provocative film, and I was hoping for that. But it really isn't. The whole thing feels very cold and abrasive, and I think purposefully so. The characters are almost all entirely unlikable, which is fine by me as long as you have an interesting story to tell, and I just don't think that this film does. There are conversations in which the characters bring up race dynamics, student-teacher relationships, cancel culture, and then it immediately abandons them, and it just feels like it moves in circles without any sense of focus on really anything compelling about this subject matter that, as I said before, should be provocative and at least interesting in some way.
He's Hank. Everybody loves Hank.
What are you saying happened?
He crossed the line.
But what actually happened?
Obviously, not every movie needs to have a super direct message wrapped in a pretty bow, but despite this film's ambitions, it did not leave me contemplating much of anything. I just kind of felt like I was coasting along for those 2 hours, waiting for a payoff that is not worth the wait. Andrew Garfield is really good in his limited screen time, and I suppose this was an interesting role for Julia Roberts. I've never seen her quite play a character like this. I suppose you could say that she's in her Lydia Tarr era. But if you want to watch a film that actually makes the use of its time to explore similar themes more interestingly, I would say Tar is a far superior option. So in the end, After the Hunt, it's well shot, well acted, but I thought it was dull. Any of the subtext that is present you can get from just 2 or 3 brief conversations between the characters. The rest is extremely superfluous. I'm going to give After the Hunt 2 stars. Big disappointment considering this is a director that I usually enjoy. Perhaps this is a consequence of him making so many movies back to back. I mean, he had 2 releases in last year, and this is the first release in 2025. Luca, I would love to see you go back to some quality over quantity style filmmaking. If you happen to catch the film yourself, be sure to let me know what you think of it down in the comments. I'll catch you guys in the next review. See you later.